Well, hi there, and welcome to Home Wizards, where we love to help you improve your home and improve your life. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And Eric, do you like to clean your house?
You know, I do now more than ever. I think it's become sort of therapy for me.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy getting into the cracks and crevices when it's, because sometimes lately I've been overrun with ants.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I found that neem oil, NEEM oil, and cinnamon oil mixed together creates this unbelievable barrier, and they leave.
They don't like it.
They go turn around.
They
right
go
away.
to the neighbors apparently.
And once you do that, you're like, yeah, they're probably at the neighbors now.
Well,
but yeah, I do like cleaning the house.
So it basically is therapeutic, and it makes you feel like you've accomplished something.
Yeah.
But you might still, at some point in time, feel overwhelmed, and you might feel, hey, it's the weekend, and darn it, I want to see a movie. I don't want to do
right.
I mean, I want to control the mess, but sometimes you go, well, if only I could get it all done in maybe a half an hour or whatever.
Right.
So thought we'd talk about things that you may be doing incorrectly and might be causing you more stress and more time as a result, because it is kind of this emotional roller coaster. You want to feel like that you have that therapeutic relaxation.
Right, but then sometimes it becomes burdensome and makes you feel like if I have to do this one more time, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, and then you postpone certain areas because you know that that dreaded room is going to take like all day.
Yep,
and so you kind of go, oh. So all right, so let's start with the toilets, right? Even though your shower is great and the toilet looks like it's great, you might be missing that area, and that's the back of the toilet. When's the last time you went to the back?
You mean behind the tank?
Well, it's easy for stuff to build up there, and there's a residue that's kind of gross, and so you might want to, you roll up a few paper towels, kind of like a cigar,
right, and
soak them in a bathroom cleaner, and you kind of floss that back area.
Oh, you mean you get way behind?
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I mean, when you think of all the germs
you realize,
floating.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, my kids, I got ponies. I'm raising ponies. They come in, sometimes they don't even lift the lid of this toilet seat up before they're doing their business. It's crazy, right? So I got to be in there every couple of days.
So this is something to consider, is to take the paper towels, or you have some great rags and you roll them, and you just I love the idea of flossing behind the toilet. What about garbage disposals? You might think that the garbage disposal gets rid of all the stuff that you throw out, but it's important to clean that too.
Yeah, that's right. And it gets fumes and odors build up because some of the time you don't get it all off. You get it all out of there. So a great trick is to take white vinegar and make ice cubes out of it.
Now, how do you do this?
You just put it in an ice tray, white vinegar and in an ice tray, and make the frozen cubes. Dump those into the disposal, and then that gives the blade more time to spin around and actually have the white vinegar clean the blade and that basket. Whereas if you just pour white vinegar down the drain, it'll
goes down the drain.
Go down the drain, right?
And so something about putting ice cubes in the garbage disposal, I've heard about this. How does that help the blade? Does it kind of fine-tune, sharpen the blade?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, there could be a way that, it dings some of the gunk and grime off of there. But the other thing that I think works really great is citrus rinds.
Oh, sure.
It's effective to sort of deodorize the system as well. So give that a shot.
So by using either the vinegar ice cubes, which is kind of more of a slow drip method to get the benefit of the vinegar, as opposed
to more like chipping it up into little pieces, and then it'll sit there longer and do its thing by melting slowly.
Okay, or the citrus rinds with some water, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
What about towels? And we're talking about things that you might not be cleaning the right way. Towels, from squashing that whole, higher thread count is better rumor. It's the same thing with the sheets. Luxury linens. I mean, apparently, the use of fabric softeners to clean towels. Fabric softeners, or worse, fabric softener sheets, they function by putting a coating on the fabric, which can't be removed.
That's what I hear, yeah. And then they're not, towels that, for example, with the fabric softener on them, are not as absorbent. So it deflects and wicks away moisture. So therefore, it's not going to, soak up the moisture on your body as effectively as when you don't use the fabric softener.
So basically, forget the whole idea of cleaning towels with fabric softener. Don't even buy the stuff.
Yeah.
Just use plain old
Just plain
soap and maybe a little bit of bleach, whatever.
Yeah.
What about humidifiers too? Cleaning a humidifier. I love using this, especially in the cold and flu season. If you have one of these running, it kind of really helps with your sinuses.
Yes.
Although it makes you feel like you're sleeping in a rainforest.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm in cold and flu season in my home. I have two down in the house of 5, and you pull out the humidifier from last year, and it's just grimy.
Yeah.
You really have to, it's recommended you change the water at least every day and clean it at least every 3 days, because if water sits in there, it's moisture and cool air. It's just a breeding ground for bacteria.
Yeah.
So you really need to go with white vinegar and water and clean it, and then you can also use after that soapy suds to do one step more.
So it's kind of like cleaning out your coffee pot too. The same idea.
Kind
you
of
want to just flush it out. I mean, basically, go to the store, instead of buying the fabric softener, go buy a bunch of jugs of white vinegar.
That's the stuff.
And we're going to use that for the garbage disposal. We're going to use it for the humidifiers.
For the dishwasher, by the way.
Oh yeah. Now what'd you do about that?
You put a cup of white vinegar in your dishwasher on its own in the basket on
sitting
the top, sitting upright.
And then it
run
sloshes.
the cycle without soap. And then the white vinegar slowly dissipates into the whole system of the dishwasher and get that smell out of there, because it can get kind of mildewy ultimately.
And does it also help with the hardened water? Because I've noticed at the joints of our dishwasher that there's almost like this kind of a white cakey effect.
That's right. Yeah.
So the vinegar might break that down.
The vinegar will take all that. That's usually lime deposits. So yeah, it'll definitely break that down.
And that's safer than putting some kind of chemical in there, right?
Absolutely.
What about pet hair? Pet hair can be one of the big nuisances in cleaning your home. But one of the best tricks is to wet a pair of rubber gloves, run that over furniture to make sure that you get everything that the vacuum and those tape and lint rollers don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Works great.
And yeah, so and back to the vinegar again. I mean, workout clothes.
Vinegar does everything.
Oh my gosh! Add some vinegar and baking soda to the washer for those really big workouts where you kind of sweat it up a little bit.
You get stinky, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And by the way, in sheets, it's estimated, and we spend about a third of our lives asleep, which means it's even harder to keep our bedding clean. Experts say that there's a good idea to wash your sheets at least every 3 days. All right.
Yep.
Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, those are some ideas, things that maybe you're washing incorrectly. Now you're doing it right. We have more ideas for you next here on Home Wizards.